You can do what you want to do. And let
Empower
go.
others.
Oh, okay. You change the song. Everybody here is equally kind.
Everybody's brain is equally kind.
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine.
What's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. This is my prefrontal cortex, and you can't borrow it. You can't borrow my prefrontal cortex. This ain't rent a brain. Mm-mm. 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 It's my brain, and it lives here.
What song was that?
That's Diana Ross song. This is my house, and I live here.
Okay, how was I
Good
supposed
morning.
to know which one you remixed?
That song is older than both of us, or I definitely know it's older than you. Good morning, Regina. We're just waiting. It's the pre-meeting before the meeting. It's the pre-live. It's the pre-live. Live, y'all. Live, y'all. Live, live, live,
Good
live, y'all.
morning,
Good
everyone.
morning, Daisy. Good morning, Daisy. And if it's quite all right, we'll call you Daisy. In the morning light, oh pretty Daisy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's the
We
best part. Oh.
we adjusted it so you were more awake, and now you're up, and I'm like,
You're not up. That's
I'm
okay.
still sleepy.
You're
I'm
still
not a
waking up.
morning person.
You'll get there.
I mean, I
No, you
get.
won't because you're a night owl. Nope.
Yeah, no, I
I
won't.
still got to do
I
that
mean, not
live
no
streaming.
5 o'clock. I'm gonna be up by like 7.
Right. I've been up since 1:17.
I mean, I'm up at 5 daily looking at the live, but I'm like chilling. I'm in my
Well, you got
bed.
to get on this bad boy. It's different.
You're happy this morning. No extra noise. Who's noise? Who's noisy?
Who's got noise?
Am I the extra noise?
Oh, you saying in general? No, remember I told y'all yesterday I made that decision by this January 31st. I'm done with this regulation and the whole system. I'm not tolerating it. Because that's what the topic was on TikTok. All right, cool. Nola, flip your screen because we got to breathe. Just breathe again and breathe again. All right. I am going to count you in the descending order of 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And then we're going to get this neuro cortex started.
we have
3, 2, I'm counting. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's come back on camera. Okay, good morning. It is me, the amazing Dr. Donna Louise Thomas
no. I
Rogers.
didn't. Don't go away. I wanted to compare these backgrounds.
I got to do the introduction first. Daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to real life. I'm about to say everyday break. This is the third life, different type of life. Real life with Nola and Dr. Donna. Now, Nola wants us to go back so we can compare, empower others. However, this live is sponsored by the Elements H2O. And when I say drink water, or she's talking and I point to it and I say drink water, you will drink water too. Okay. And good morning, Janice. All right, Nola, go ahead and flip it. Okay.
I
My
think it's
graphic is on the
it
screen and Nola's graphic is on the screen. We did this on
interesting.
purpose.
We're both empowering a diverse group of people in an interesting, diverse way.
Yes.
And she said other external noises.
Oh, external noises. Right. No other. That's correct, Daisy. So no, I don't have anybody outside making me turn into a rabid dog. Yes, ma'am. That part. Okay, yes. So Nola and I make our graphics independently of each other. We don't reveal them until it's time for the live. So we get what we get in that part. All right, I'm gonna do a little introduction because this is Empower Others, one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And empowering others at this level, because we are 2 levels up now, because we are coming around third on the let me, is means without holding rescue, without withholding control, and without withholding your prefrontal cortex so other people can strengthen their own. Now, this is not rent a brain. This is not rent a Miss Brenda. This is empowering others so that they can get to their next level. It is not about I'm going to help you and I'm going to enable you. Good morning, Lola. That's not what it is. So I empower you all every day. You come here and get the information, and then you do your daily neural reps. That is empowering you. If all you had to do every day, when I first started lives, I was just telling people stuff, and that was it. That's not empowerment, that's informing. And that's not the same thing. You always like Nola's because it's colorful. Yes, and you are colorful too, Daisy. I love both of the graphics. It's interesting the different color palettes that are generated. Yes,
I think
because
it pretty much sums up how we
who we
empower
are.
people, the way in which we get it done. Yes.
Yes, we are definitely different people for sure. Uh-huh. I'm city, and listen, we are Green Acres, but we are just here in Las Vegas. I am city and she is sippy. That part. She's got a very artistic background. And I am more. Here we go. Here's the graphic. Let us get it done. So empowerment is something that takes place and you are providing what someone needs, a resource that someone needs in order for them to get to the yes. And so empowering others is something that you do in order for people to become their best. That's why it's one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And so Nola, would you like to start off or would you like me to continue to talk? Are you ready to
You
go?
got stuff? Or no, I'm saying, do you have anything else to say, or I can say something?
You can go. You can go. I was just giving you time to wake up completely.
No,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
good. I was just because you
Okay.
last week you had like a 6 minute thing you had written down. So I was
Right.
like, are
I
you
don't have that today.
okay? Cool, we're good.
Right.
So what I had to do was learn, empower others, and so the difference between empowering others and doing it for them.
Right.
That's
It's not.
you're like,
It
oh,
is
move out the
not.
way. I got it. Let
Right.
me do this for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that I know
That's
more,
enabling others. That's enabling others.
right? And so now I know the difference of empowering others is, well, part of it is recent brain information, which we found out, and you did a live on this on TikTok recently. You told me about it. Is that other people will borrow your PFC, and
Mm-hmm.
so people, essentially when you're doing the work for someone or whatever, they're borrowing your PFC. You don't have your PFC to do what you need to do, and they don't have the scaffolding, to refer back
Right.
to another live you had, or the skills to do it themselves. But empowering others means that you're empowering them and um essentially helping them develop their own PFC. So like when I was doing the RO challenges and everything, I mean, you had made the videos and you were giving me 10-day questions and stuff, but I was strengthening my own PFC. And so now I understand the importance of skill development. And so the everybody needs to have their own developed prefrontal cortex, and everybody needs to have skill development. So because skills you can't take away, and like you always say, skills don't expire.
Right.
So, and especially now that I'm knocking at 5 years of being in business, I am so skilled now. There isn't too much. I mean, I did a bunch of stuff around the house yesterday, but there isn't too much where I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So, but I have the skills now, but 5 years ago, I didn't. And so I value skills a lot more because having the foundation to actually, you know, get skills in one area, I've been able to use it because, like I said, with the symbol all the time, that a symbol showed me how to follow instructions, learn things that I don't know from scratch and be good at them. Because that's damn near everything I've done.
Mhm.
Most of it I did not already know how to do. So now I know I can learn how to do anything. And so that's made my approach towards life different. Is even if I don't know how to do something, I'm like, shoot, I didn't know how to build this. I didn't know how to mount that. But now I do. So, I can do a YouTube video or Google it. And now I know how to do it. And so there's been so many other things I've been able to do by having that. So when you do learn the skills to do something, then you can be skilled and learn in other areas. Um, so with empowering others, it needs to be skill development. As you always say, tell me, show me, let me. Right? I
Mhm.
didn't know that because I always mix up tell and show. I know let is the last one.
Yes, ma'am.
That's level three. Um, yeah, you can't do let me first. Uh so with the focus with the empower others should be skill development. And I know that. It's like, okay, no, you need the skill to do this.
Yes.
I don't 10 times out of 10, I don't need to do it. And so there's been times where we've done the work for people and now we have the skills and they need the skills and don't have them. So
Mhm.
don't let people borrow your PFC uh and don't do the work for people. What if you are empowering people, it needs to be in skill development. And so you told me that, yes, thank you, Jared. And you told me that um you're like, don't do it for me, tell me how to do it. And I know we have a myriad of different religions on here. I'm just using it as an example. That uh in the Bible they talk about fishing. And so they said you could either fish for a man and he get dinner for a night, or you could teach him how to fish and then he'll have food for life. Now, I'm really good at accurately quoting the Bible. No, I'm not. But that's the gist of what happened. So basically, if you have the skill development, I'm recently learning how to cook myself. But all these other things I know how to do, landscaping and all of that, where I'm fully functioning, where and we were having this conversation yesterday where it's like I prefer you living with me. But if we did not live in the same place, um, I could survive, right? I'm not gonna be like, how am I gonna eat? How am I gonna clean? How do I
Right.
pay a bill? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Why is
ma'am.
my water not working? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So right, so those everything, paying the car and all that. So I can survive on my own. I like you said, now 5 years later into my business, I could go to appointments because now I've even worked on my box cutting and do them myself. I don't still need you to be laying the drop cloth down, talking to customers, problem solving and stuff. Which 5 years in, I should have all that. But so that's the whole thing with skill development. But if you were just as hands-on as you were year one, 5 years later, which most people, never let go of control and keep doing all of the work
I got
for
it,
the person.
Journeys. Journeys, I got it. I know you. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it, Journeys. Go ahead, Nola. She's
Okay,
some of the comments. Go ahead, Nola.
got you. Yeah, and if you were still as hands on as you were year one, I would be 5 years in and still equally as incompetent and lack of skills as I was then. But the work I can do, the amount of work I'm doing at my appointments, plus the actual projects I'm doing has increased because you empowered me and then didn't do the work for me. And so the tell me, show me, let me system. I am
Mhm.
learning. You've done it with the rule leader principles on YouTube, but it is effective in the power others so people develop their own PFC and have the skills themselves. So that I did learn within the last year is important because people need to have the skills themselves.
Now, Nola, you can go and take your go get your allergy pill. I'm going to address the people in the comments before I block them. Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay.
Why you gotta leave?
Well, no, because you actually do need to take your allergy pill, which is why your
Oh, she
nose is
said
itching.
respect to your daughter. Um,
Uh-huh.
the
So go take your allergy pill. We're gonna take a time out and go take your allergy pill.
okay, I'm just saying this is
Okay.
hilarious. Like I'm younger.
Okay.
You're gonna leave the
So
room.
no, no, you don't have to leave. You can come back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Um, no, I understand what you're saying, journeys. Yeah, journeys. So here is what's taking place, ladies and gentlemen. Um, as you can see, I had the ability to block people when they first started with the comments, but I'm very much interested in the dysregulation of adults as this live is for adults. And so what I'm demonstrating to you is that when you are being regulated, a dysregulated person will do dysregulated things. Even when you're minding your own business, when you're on your own platform and you're providing information to empower others, dysregulated people only know how to be dysregulated. They thrive off of dysregulation. So I'm going to read the comments and start from the first one. So Randy Wilson, 6768. What the fuck? I'm trans haven in this. So this is what Randy Wilson woke up deciding to say this morning. To alive with two people, and it says empower others on it. But when your brain is dysregulated, it can't process what's actually taking place. So it processes what it normally does, which is it does an implicit behavior, and that's I am amygdala addicted to manufactured dopamine. So someone is live, and what I do every day is I go and disrupt people on lives because I'm dysregulated. So this person's natural inclination is to wake up, go on social media, and say disruptive things because trolling has become a thing. And they get a nice little dopamine boost from it. So then, not to be outdone, Vintage and Present 13 said, what is this? Did not receive a response, but did think, oh, this is somewhere where I can say something because Randy Wilson, nothing happened to Randy Wilson. So that's social proof that I can say something here and nothing will happen. So let me double down. Randy has started saying this is trans haven. So let me see what happens if I do something more. So then Vintage and Presence 13 said, Avatar on the left and Dwayne Wade's son or daughter on the right, crying, laughing emoji, because Vintage in Present 13 has misread what's actually taking place. Again, emotional dysregulation. So let me insult the two people. One is listening, one is talking, so I can get my manufactured dopamine boost. Nothing happened. So then Vintage in Presence 13 had to triple down. The person on the right either needs a bath or itching for a drug, good grief. So now this is a third iteration of Vintage in Present 13 needing dysregulation. That is what this person needs today to continue with their day. That is social conformity theory at the highest because dysregulated people invented trolling. And then they're the ones that said, well, we have to tolerate it. So then nothing happened. So then PGT 3397 said, ICE 2, liberals 0. So let's unpack this neurologically. So say something to trans people because trans people will get mad. Social conformity theory. Ask a question when you really don't really want to know what it is. You want us to be compliant, stop what we're doing, and tell you to give you some information so you could use that free information in theory against us so that you could get a rise out of us. Didn't work. So now call me Avatar. I'm going to insult you because in our dysregulated system, insults mean activated, hijacked amygdala. And so now I'm going to get a fight. Put them up, put them up, put them up. That didn't work. So now you going to double down and then say Dwayne Wade's son, daughter on the right, laughing to pull from the social conformity. We make fun of trans people. Didn't work. So now let me go and attack the trans person that they believe is trans
Well,
and
which I'm
say,
not.
you need a bath or you have a drug habit, because they're fishing for something to get a reaction.
Took a shower last night.
And then PGT 3397. Please let me just explain what's taking place neurologically, Nola. So thank you. Use your inhibition control right now. And so then ICE 2, liberal 0. Because of watching the news and social media, these are the things that should excite us and make us angry. ICE 2, liberal 0. So we have 3 people this morning using social conformity theory. All the things that they have been told should excite people and make dysregulated people angry didn't work. Now, we have a 4th person who's entered the chat because they have looked at what is taking place. So they say Shorty looks like the mummy because none of that other stuff worked. So we're going to go back to what we know and we're going to attack what people look like, because that's actually a neurologically inept decision to make. But when you lack neural pathways, you got to go with what you've been told should excite people. Now, Jarnice is hotter than fish grease. So she comes in and says, respect. I remember when she was here before, you don't talk about people because Jarnice is 10 toes down. So I say, I got it, Jarnice. So Montavious comes back and says, is 4 Eyes a nigga or a short? Go back now, because they can't tell. And they need to know because their amygdala can't process what they're seeing. And so all of this is making them discomforted. And so as a result, they don't know what to do with this. So what the amygdala does is says, you're making me uncomfortable and I don't like that. So I'm going to attack you so I can feel comfortable, because right now this is discomforting. Social conformity theory, cognitive dissonance, emotional dysregulation, negativity bias, all wrapped up in a nice little comment bow. So then Journey says, respect to your daughter because treat others with dignity and respect is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Lola says, thank you for your knowledge.
And
Lola
that's what I
reminds
was
us that
trying
we
to
need to
say.
drink water.
Thank you. Yeah, I
And
was trying to
then
say thank you to that.
and then Brian the Beautiful Search says yes. And it's so sad. It's not sad. It's neurologically inept. Now, Montavious is back. This is my first day doing this. Actually, I've been having a lot of fun. Okay, cool. Because your dysregulated brain has told you, I got to release a dopamine from doing this. So let me do it again, because I'm watching so many other people do it and they keep saying how fun it is. Now we have RJW760 that says non-binary. Again, a social conform terminology that says, well, you're non-binary. I got to put you in a category so I will feel comfortable. And that part. And then Isaiah Pollard got a bunch of emojis of spaceships, saucers, and all of that. And now Montavious is saying hello. And then we have Joseph who says, hey, I don't watch the news anymore. Better things to do, because I said this came from the news. So now we got Joseph doing stuff. And we have more people comment. And now Montavious has said, bring it. And because Montavious is looking for a fight. Jarnice was saying, I respect what she's saying. I appreciate what Nola. I don't feel they need to check them anymore. Respect and discipline is a must. Okay. Jarnice, I don't feel the need to try to check them. Okay, great. And then Montavious is back again. So Montavious has once again changed his tune. And now he's saying better breakdown than Sports Center. And we have, what are we talking about? Al Android, you're just going to have to wait. I think you're a great personality. Okay, Alex. So what I have done, and I apologize, Jarnice, I just have memories from before when someone said something to me, but that was over 18 months ago, and you have the right to change. So I apologize to Jarnice. Jarnice was saying she has respect for my daughter because it's her first time seeing this weekly live with us. She's breaking down the troll comments to include Montavious. That is a part of that group. So that part. So now what's going to take place, ladies and gentlemen, is that I have empowered you with neurological information so that as you continue to learn how your brain functions and you continue to understand why dysregulated people need regulated people to function, because without it, it doesn't give the same. It's not giving what it was supposed to have gave. So they need a regulated person to balance out their dysregulation. But the good news is, as a regulated, high functioning adult, we don't need them. And that's what makes them afraid. That's what makes them afraid because we're their cushion. We are their scaffolding because without us, they are nothing. They can't be high functioning. They need a host to jump on in order to feel alive. They need to attack someone. They need to say mean things because hurt people hurt people. And dysregulated people need a regulated source to tell them what to do. That's what's taking place. So Tracy from daycare says, hey, babe, it's Tracy from daycare. You forgot your kids yesterday. They went to CPS. Now stay blessed. Okay. So Tracy from daycare has now joined the group. Tracy, you're not funny. You could have done way better than that. So now what the dysregulated people, okay, let's show that too. Your daughter looks like a dude. So what has happened now is that all of the dysregulated people are now joining in because they actually think that they're winning right now, but they don't understand that this is something that takes place every week. These are all adults, no children on our live. So they don't understand that they are the real world experiment in this moment. They actually think they're winning because now they're doing what dysregulated people do and they're going back and forth in the comments. That part. So this is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. So we are empowering you now to understand why you could be in your own life, minding your own business, and a dysregulated person will just start something because they're dysregulated. They have no idea that their limbic system is running their brain. They have no idea that all they're doing is harming themselves every single day by consistently looking for external dopamine that's been manufactured by each other. They actually believe that they're winning so much so that they keep doing it. They can't even stop themselves neurologically because now what they're doing is identity protection. So they're automatically going to shut down to wise counsel because neurologically, now they got to really defend themselves. They have to stand 10 toes down on their dysregulation and their neurological ineptness in their untrained brain. And now all of them are waiting because they're looking for a comeback because this is not what they expected. What they expected with this rhetoric is that by now we'd all be upset. And I would be yelling and cursing and don't you say something about my daughter and all of that. But I told you all, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. And they need to stop. They don't understand that they are their problem. They don't understand that they are their problem. They're walking around with their own problems up here neurologically because we do the work every single day. That's what empowerment is. Empowerment is giving people the resources that they need to be high functioning in their day-to-day life. That's what happens. And if you allow them to hijack your amygdala, which means fight, flight, freeze, or appease, they win. And now you find yourself having to recover neurologically from their dysregulation. So that's why I'm letting this take place, because it's taking place in your everyday life. It's stopping you from doing what you need to do on a daily basis. We are here every week live, empowering people and teaching people how their brain functions so that they can be high functioning based upon my research and the 74 principles of real leadership and based upon my daughter and her 3 mental illnesses and her decision to be who she is and me unapologetically letting it take place. So all of this makes dysregulated people feel discomforted. And so instead of asking questions, if you don't know, ask is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Socially, it's acceptable to make fun of it instead of actually allowing the insula to register. This makes me discomforted. Maybe I should explore why I'm being discomforted. Why did I create these somatic markers that's making me discomforted? And so now let me talk about people so I can feel better about being discomforted, about people being themselves unapologetically. And now no one knows what to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to talk about empowering others. Now you can make a dysregulated choice and you will only prove what I'm saying even more, that you are dysregulated. That's what you can continue to do. Or you can actually challenge yourself, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And you can actually sit back, get rid of the disinhibition effect, and don't use your index fingers or your thumbs or anything else, and listen. Because that's two of the 74 principles of real leadership. And you might actually learn something. Your insula might actually register that something is different here and you need to do something different. That's what you could actually do. Instead of doing, because you got to ask yourself, for the people who decided to go and be a part of social conformity theory, why are you doing this morning? Why are you deciding to come to someone's live and then say these things? Just ask yourself that question. Why am I actually doing this? And what you'll do is you'll leave your limbic system where your left and right amygdala reside and your temporal lobe, and you'll actually take a trip up to your prefrontal cortex where all of your cognition is. That's what you'll do. That's what you'll do. It's actually not fun, Montavious, and what you're doing is identity protection. You're doing identity protection because you think that's the only option that you have.
She does
It's not
this.
fun,
Does
huh?
she live streams on YouTube daily? Dodless. Mm.
It's actually not fun, but you're to actually be who you are. So you have opted to do something that any Neanderthal can do. It's fun until it's happening to you. And then it won't be fun for you anymore. Treat people with dignity and respect is one. It's actually not fun for you, Montavious. It's not. And you're doing identity protection. So you're the first one who's going to get kicked out of here. Like right now. So the reason why Montavious had to go is because Montavious is demonstrating identity protection. And identity protection is when no matter what you're presented with, you are going to stand 10 toes down in all of your wrongness. You won't listen to wise counsel. You won't do reflection in your default mode network. And you're just going to stay in this space. So Montavious had a hijacked amygdala and he chose to see this situation as a threat and he chose safety instead of discomfort. And now he doesn't get to be empowered to understand why his brain is making that very safe choice to go online and have disinhibition effect, which means say anything to anybody because they can't see you. So you're so strong. I don't even have a profile photo of myself. I only have my first name. So I get to do whatever I want. Because in reality, Montavious is the one that is getting made fun of. That's why hurt people hurt people. So I'm being hurt. I'm going to go on the internet and hurt somebody else. Again, a dysregulated system. You don't have to go on the internet and say mean things to people because you're being harmed by other people in your life that are dysregulated. What you can do is go to Instagram and start a 7-day free trial and learn neural reps to strengthen your own brain so you could actually stand up to the people who are creating the dysregulation in your life because it's happening up here. It's just manifesting itself out here. So for all of you who thought you made a choice this morning to come and do this, your brain already decided, and it wasn't your prefrontal cortex, it was your limbic lobe, which is one of the smaller lobes located in the temporal lobe. And it was your left and right amygdala, which are responsible for fight and flight. And there are other regions of the brain, but they are the ones who talk you into doing dumb things. And then when it goes left, they laugh at you. And then they ruminate while you're in your default mode network. Now, in your executive function of your brain in the prefrontal cortex, what you have is called inhibition control. And the inhibition control will tell you, don't say that and don't do that. That's not going to end well. And so you don't end up saying, why say that? Why do that? Because yes, Montavious experienced a spike and a nice little infusion of manufactured dopamine, but that shit is going to fizzle and he's going to need to do something else. And when you troll enough, now you got to troll because without it, you don't feel empowered and you feel like the weakling neurologically that you are. And that's why people keep doing it. They can't help themselves neurologically. The brain has already said, hey, we need to go fuck with somebody. It's fun for me until about 20 minutes from now when it's not. Until you at the job and you can't get on your phone and now you got to be with yourself because it's avoidance. It's calculated avoidance syndrome. I don't like who I am. I don't want to be in my life and my body. So let me go be somebody else online and not deal with what's happening up here. I'm actually empowering people right now. And it went different than Nola and I expected, but I let this happen because I got security right here that I could have just said, unlist this channel, unlist this channel, unlist this channel. But this is happening in your day-to-day life. You're getting a phone call from somebody that you don't feel like being bothered with, disrupting your day. Someone just said, I just joined and thought I could be disruptive, but you honestly,
The
you do
rule
have
is
informative
he did
content.
sent two different gifts.
Okay. So what I am basically saying to
Converted.
you all is that your brain you have never been taught how your brain functions. And you actually believe that you're making these choices. But if you were never taught how to drive a car and you kept driving the car and hitting things, you would be like, why I keep having accidents? Because you didn't learn how to drive. We were not taught how our brain functions. And as an educator with a doctorate in education, my role every day is to teach the adult brain how it functions so you could be high functioning. That's my objective every day. My objective with my LBGTQ daughter, who has 3 mental illnesses and doesn't take any meds, is to present a family that embraces diversity, is to present a parent who has 3 degrees and decided my child did not want to go to college and she has a thriving business at 23 years old, to show you that there are other options in life, to show you what a high functioning mother daughter dynamic duo looks like so that you could see something different instead of dysregulation, so that you can see when two people actually make the decision to use their brain as it was designed to do, what they can accomplish together with 2 sets of 86 billion neurons. That's empowerment. Somebody with 1 mental illness, you're like, damn, no meds with 3 mental illnesses, high functioning. She's the proof that it not only works for people with no mental illness, but with people that have it. There is, for the people who follow this every day, there is a 50-year age gap from the oldest person to my daughter, which is the youngest person. We have boomers, we have X's, we have millennials, and we have Z's. We have people from various different religious preferences, sexual orientation, social economic backgrounds, and everything else. And this process works. This process works. I spent the last 12 years of my life ensuring that it works, but I started this way back when I was 13 years old, and my science Olympiad project was the brain. How does this amazing organ function so we can use it to be high functioning? That's what this is about. And so I am allowing the trolls today. And people know that I don't allow that unless there is a reason for it. I don't do anything without a strategy. And I'm demonstrating to you dysregulations in adults. There are almost 6 billion adults globally in the world who are dysregulated. And every time a troll types something, they're proving me right. They're proving that they woke up today and decided, I'm going to have disinhibition effect. I'm going to do what I've been programmed to do, and that's mess with people online before, during, or after my day.
Yes, glad we could do it, Lola. One thought I had, if I could speak.
And now you may go through, Nola.
Okay,
And again,
this
thank you,
is
Lola. We
great.
need to drink water.
This is
Huh?
great for your watch hours. All these people that have been here. That was the first thought I had. I was like, shit. Stacking views.
Is that it?
That's all it
That's
was.
all? Okay. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how I will be handling trolls going forward, but I know I won't be handling it in the way that trolls think. And I'm going to just say you're dysregulated because you are. You don't know what you don't know. And I'm here to tell you how your brain functions so that you can be high functioning. Wouldn't you like to know why you do the things that you do? Why it's happening neurologically? The brain is the most important organ in your entire body. There are no brain transplants. People can have an artificial heart, artificial lungs, you can get kidney transplants and liver transplants, but there are no brain transplants. And the one thing about your brain is you take your brain wherever you go. You ain't never been able to, you ain't never left the house and said, damn it, I got my keys, I left my brain, I'll be back. Not one time. I suggest you use the filters in YouTube Studios. I don't want to block the common phrases. Thank you, Allie. And here's why.
Oh, is this
Most,
actually is this Allie?
I don't
Like,
know.
or is this a different Allie?
You have no, because this is the brain aneurysm. Allie is a millennial. No,
Yeah.
Allie is DJ Crypt Keeper when she's on. So here's what I would say, and thank you for that, Allie, is this. Life happens in life. Life doesn't happen in a lab. And I have a doctorate in education, and I could have done all that I'm doing at a school for the government, for a corporation. But that's in a controlled environment. And adults don't live in a controlled environment. So as a former military police captain, I'm okay with going where the battle is. I'm okay with being here every single day because I'm an everyday person. I don't have a high IQ. I'm just smart as hell because the brain is plastic. And what I'm saying is too many academics have stayed in the lab, and now we have 5.9 billion adults that don't know what they're doing with their brain, and we're asked to do so much from our brain. When I was 23 years old, I bought a 1996 Chrysler Series. It had all the bells and whistles on it. My daughter is 30 years younger than me. She just went and got a new vehicle. That motherfucker got 360 cameras on the computer. It do everything. She changed lane, get out the lane, it bring her back and everything. But she still has a 23-year-old brain that now has to process and access this vehicle that is a damn robot as far as I'm concerned. So we're asking more of the brain without giving more information about the brain. You got to go to self-checkout. You got to fill out medical forms online. You're getting text messages for doctor's appointment. Your kids have tablets now and Chromebooks, and at work at the job is a computer. And everywhere you go, you got more and more to do, but you don't have more neural capacity. What you are experiencing is cognitive overload on a daily basis. How will you manage if you don't develop new neural pathways? If you stay dysregulated, it's going to get worse and worse. It's not going to get better. So no, I will not hide in the lab with a pen and a pad. Yes, I will be out here boots on the ground every day because that's where the everyday adult is, needing to understand how their brain functions so that they can be high functioning. So the dysregulated people saying things is what dysregulated people do because I make people discomforted. And they are actually, Allie, they are. That's why you have 86 billion neurons. Because now you need to wire your brain for this if you're going to be high functioning. And so the somatic markers are, as Adam has said, what is going on with all these self-claiming intellectuals? Please stop. So Adam took pattern recognition and decided, I don't know what I'm talking about because they're so-called intellectuals. If Adam actually had regulated emotional centers and a strong prefrontal cortex, Adam would be able to distinguish the difference between the two. So Adam took a snapshot of two people with graphics in the background and brain t-shirts on and said, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So-called experts. And I'm okay with that knee-jerk, snap judgment response because of the amount of rhetoric that exists. No, you don't, Allie. And I understand why you think that, but you don't. Neural strength, strengthening your brain every single day. The brain is a muscle. And when you strengthen the brain, you get to do things that you never thought was impossible. Lola, may I use you as an example if you can type? Or Regina, may I use you two as boomers? Let me know if it's possible for me to use you.
Why can't you use the person that's on here?
Because you're 23. I want to use boomers because people say boomers can't change.
I know, but I have 3 mental illnesses.
Yes,
Mhm.
you can. Okay.
Mhm.
So Lola started over a year ago, and Lola couldn't use a computer. Lola couldn't use social media. And Lola wasn't really doing good in life. And now Lola is taking Arabic. Lola is at the gym. Lola is a boomer, well into her boomer years. Lola started using social media. Lola started using a computer. Lola took a test and passed it so she can increase her business. Lola is learning about her brain. And Lola, as the leader of her family, is teaching them what she's teaching me. And she is a boomer because the brain is plastic. Regina is the oldest person. And Regina is dealing with things personally that this time last year she would have been in a fetal position in the corner losing her damn mind. And she's handling it like a champion and is in the process of starting a small business in Orlando, Florida. From that, yes. And Daisy is a boomer. And Bridget, if she's on here, is a boomer X. And then we have on the other end my daughter, who's a Z with 3 mental illnesses, who doesn't have a fully functioning, developed prefrontal cortex because she's only 23, and it works because of neuroplasticity. But you have to be strategic in strengthening your brain. That's why I'm here, Allie. That's why I won't turn off everything. That's why I won't do it, because that's what everybody in academia is doing. It's safe in the research lab. And Bridget is here sitting on her hands. And thank you for that, Bridget, because we know 2 months ago you wouldn't have been able to sit on your hands. You would have been going ham and burgers. So I thank you for sitting on your hands this morning. And you are executing your inhibition control, which we just learned about yesterday for you all. Again, we are here to empower people about their brains. And so we have another person here. Now, tomorrow, when I get back to the principles of real leadership myself, what I will not be doing is addressing this many trolls. It's for empowerment. It's to show you how many people in your life are dysregulated, how many dysregulated adults that you work with, how many dysregulated people are in your household and your family walking around. People are hardwired for negativity bias based upon when we needed to understand where a threat was coming from, but we have become the threat to each other. We are the threat. How many people have come on here and said things that just simply are not true about us because they perceive us, their amygdalas have alerted this as a threat because it makes them discomforted. And that's why they're saying these things. It's an implicit response that happens even before their cognition has caught up with their thumbs or their index fingers. It's snowed in. Got it, Bridget. I mean, no, Lola. And so what happens with their Jesus 8171, what you have again is identity protection. And you are hard pressed to believe that there is anything wrong with you neurologically, but you're demonstrating it with everything that you keep saying. And in your dysregulated world, it's acceptable to be dysregulated. I will not be answering your questions because you came here not really actually seeking to understand. That was not your intention. Your intention was to do what you always do, and that's go in people's comments section and be dysregulated because you get a nice little release of manufactured dopamine. And that's your little bump for the day or for the moment. And then you're going to need some more. So you'll go back at lunch break, then you'll go home, ignore your family, and stay on TikTok or somewhere. And you'll do this until you fall in a comatose sleep where it won't actually be peaceful rest. because of all the things that you do while you're awake. And then you'll wake up tomorrow and you'll rinse and repeat. And that's what you will do because you think that's the best it's going to get. You are who you are. And this is fun for you. It's not. And that is the lie that you told yourself. Because in order to be the real you, that will require you to start telling the truth about a lot of stuff. That part. So why don't you subscribed? Okay, cool. So why don't you go tell the truth today? You know what you need to do. That's the first thing you could do is go tell the truth. That part. Go ahead and tell the truth. And we don't need to get into it right now. Go tell the truth. Go tell them the truth. Don't do it here. Go tell them the truth. No, did you have anything else? Oh, you know. You know.
I don't know. We've had so much happen.
You're gonna be writing in your change log for the rest of the day.
No, this
Okay.
none of this actually bothered me. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
great. All right. So we got our two questions that y'all about to see, and then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's gonna be on my screen. All right. What did you learn today? And what did you learn about yourself today? Those are the questions. What did you learn today? And what did you learn about yourself? Nola, you can answer your questions. What
I
did you
know.
learn?
I'm thinking.
Okay, got it.
I learned today, that tell me, show me, let me is a great system to use to help empower people to get their skills and develop their prefrontal cortex. What I
Mhm.
learned about myself is that the negative comments don't bother me. I was just more like, this is taking long. But I wasn't actually hurt by them. I mean, it takes a lot for somebody to hurt my feelings with words. I think it is because of my ADD. I've never really cared. I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
most of the time, if I've gotten into something, it's because they said something about somebody, a family member or something. But me, I'm cool. Mhm. I witnessed a
Re-
master class in emotional regulation, definitely.
Uh, I learned that I have to be more respectful, and there's a time and place, and this wasn't the time or the place. Well, Daryl or Daryl Jesus, I'm gonna
I
mess that
think
up. I ain't even gonna
it's
try.
Derul Jesus, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Daryl Jesus. You just used two of the principles of real leadership, and let me come back on camera for this. Two of the principles of real leadership are apologize when you are wrong and treat people with dignity and respect. So you actually just demonstrated two high level prefrontal cortex strong behaviors by doing that. And then, Allie, these negative comments aren't good for the chat. They take away from the message. They actually don't, Allie. And you are not the first person who has said that. And those people are no longer around. But that's what's happening in day to day life. So you believe that negative comments should be removed from the chat, but you can't remove negative people from your life. That's why they're there. You cannot remove dysregulated people from your life, not when there are 5.9 billion dysregulated adults. And to think that, what you can type, Allie, if you plan on sticking around, is you can say your insula is sending you an alert, and your ACC, your anterior cingulate cortex, is the conflict monitor. And you're saying that this is a conflict. And so I've already experienced this. And so what you would like for me to do is do something. You want me to go in my systems and get rid of the words. And you want me to regulate it because what you have been told is I'm actually a leader. I'm actually responsible. And so I should be controlling this environment. And I'm saying, no, dysregulated adults need to become regulated. They need to stop saying negative things. And so for you, that's where that conflict is happening in your ACC, because you're a position of authority, Dr. Donna. You need to be doing something. No, the dysregulated person came to my live and did dysregulated things because people have said, well, get rid of the trolls, get rid of the trolls. And I'm saying, stop being a troll. And the only way that happens is if someone has a strong prefrontal cortex and they execute their inhibition control to not do it. Because trolls have been trolling for so long that it is implicit. And they start saying things before they even recognize it.
Can you just give me a second? I'm just trying to say thank you to Regina.
Yes. Nola, I got mad love and respect for you, how you handled yourself. Bridget said, I learned that people's dysregulation gains courage in numbers. It's sad that people feel they have to be disruptive to be heard. And so that is the mirror neuron. So even though people can't see each other, the mirror neurons are saying, oh, they said it and got away with it. Let me see if I can double down. And then their amygdalas start competing with each other to see. And so now they're having their own separate out dysregulate each other. Let's out troll each other. And then that becomes highly addictive. And that's how you weaken your prefrontal cortex, because you are not using inhibition control. That's what's taking place. And then Nick wants to jump in with dysregulation to say, no, you never apologize. That admits defeat. And see, so Allie, there you have another dysregulated adult. Daisy said, I learned today that I need to only tolerate myself. Nick said, I am sorry that you're wrong. And so Nick also has, now what I can do is Nick can go away because Nick has identity protection as well. Jerry said, I learned today that emotional dysregulation is rampant. And that's the whole lesson that you should have gotten. Journey says, I learned that if you're given the tools and taught how to use them, the skill does not expire. Bridget, who has been sitting faithfully on her hands, said, I learned that I have inhibitory control and is growing. Yes, ma'am. And Lola said, I learned that things are so different now. We say empower others, not now, but in the past we said it, and it's no such thing as can't. Yes, ma'am. Journey said, what I learned about myself is that I have more self-control than before. You do, Journey, because you definitely would have went ham and hamburger. And then Jason 01776 says, oh, for fuck's sake, one of these idiots. And then someone else says, because you're white. So what we have is this power dynamic of people being dysregulated in the comments and going back and forth. And then we have the other part, which is I'm going to be dysregulated and I'm going to talk about the person on camera. And so it is infectious. It's a disease. It's a cancer. And somebody has to say, here is chemotherapy and radiation. And the solution to all of this dysregulation is a strong prefrontal cortex and a regulated emotion center so that everybody can access their inhibition control at all times. Okay. Trolls have rights too. Okay, give me 1 second. And so what happens is when people put these things in, they actually get a dopamine boost. And that makes them want it more. It's like a drug. So they want to do it again and again. And that's why they keep saying it's fun, but then it's not, because everybody knows with addiction, there's a downside to it. Daisy said, I learned about myself today that I have the discipline to empower others. And Daryl has, what's the name, has sent some more. So thank you for that.
I don't
Regina
know if
said,
it's Jesus or Jesus with how
can you
it's
tell us
spelled.
if it's Jesus or Jesus? Regina said, for myself, I learned that. Why do you keep doing? I'm getting to it, Nola. Why do you keep doing that?
Or
Like,
do we have the same thing? It's the same feed for the comments?
yes.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I thought this was mine because I've been reading them. I've already been through everything already. I apologize.
Thank you for that. Okay. This is one set of comments. We're here together. For myself, Regina said, I learned that staying in my PFC is required when dealing with trolls in order for me to continue dealing with people who are dysregulated and to continue developing my strength and my neural pathway. And then we have someone that said that's not her real hair. Yes, your pathways. And then trolls get a thrill out of taking shots at other people. They actually get a release of manufactured dopamine. It's neurological. They couldn't stop it unless they strengthened their brain to stop it. Journey said, thanking God that it does not get me
Jesus.
anymore. Yes, ma'am. Learn that guidance comes from unexpected places. Wear your real hair. IMO. I don't know what IMO
I think
means.
in my opinion, maybe. Mm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna wear my real hair. Watch this. Now what?
I said she was going to do it. Why I gotta be here?
Now what? Okay. So wear your real hair. Got it. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I learned about myself that I don't care what people say, who you are emotionally dysregulated. Who are you emotionally dysregulated? Okay.
It's Jesus.
It's Jesus. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
it's Jesus. And now he done said, "Have a wonderful rest of the day." You didn't converted him. I can we talk about that?
We can later.
Okay.
Okay. Now what?
That was a flex.
I told y'all the only reason why I am not wearing it is because, see, Jared, you see how this hyperpigmentation is the only reason why I'm not wearing my hair. I told y'all I gotta look at me. I walk around the house like this. It is literally so Jada Pickett Smith, this is what alopecia actually looks like.
Oh my god.
So it's if it were even like
Okay.
Jared's is, I would not be wearing these wigs. I can't, my OCD won't let me look at this.
And
That
we've
is the
talked to a
only
bunch
thing.
of
My
different people.
hematologist told me, one
She
second,
can't
Nola. My
get a
hematologist
tattoo.
told me I can't get a tattoo. Henna doesn't last long. So I would love to come out of these wigs, but this hyperpigmentation is the problem. I ain't scared to walk around bald. What the fuck? I don't care. I'm fucking perimenopausal. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Thank you, sweetheart, for empowering others. It is so appreciated and nice to see a young man so intelligent. Got it. They talking about you, Nola.
Oh. Get some turmeric with kojic acid soap.
It's not. It's hyperpigmentation for it, Bridget. My hair started falling out when I was 19. I done been through all shots, all that. I don't need no strategies or nothing. I'm just doing it because I'm on live and I got to look at me with this hyperpigmentation. I ain't got a fucking problem being bald. I don't have a problem with that. Now,
I told her this. I told her this 4 months ago. I said you're gonna end up taking your hair off on live.
I took
She was
my
like,
hair
"No,
off when
I'm
I
not."
was in the military because a soldier. I said, you're going to
And
make me come out of my
but
wig.
I said that, but you were like, "No," initially, and I was like, "It's gonna happen," and so I'm here for
You
it.
are here for it, and everybody's here for it. I got videos in the live for the subscribers on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I ain't got a problem with this.
Did you
You ain't
see
got to be
Jared's
fucking
comment?
sorry. You ain't got to be sorry. Alopecia.
Did you see Jared's comments?
Yes, let's go, Dr. Donna. Okay. Bridget, we're going to do what you said, and I'm telling you.
Turmeric with kojic acid soap.
I'm going to go get it today, Bridget.
Yes. We haven't had any actual suggestions for hyperpigmentation.
We have,
All
what's
of
her
us,
name said it. And someone said you look like a naked Q-tip.
Q-tip
And
would over.
20 something years ago, that probably would have bothered me. I don't give a fuck. Right. See, the person didn't know the reason for the wigs and they spoke too soon. That part. I would say you are more mentally compromised for being so emotionally invested in what a troll does. What do you think will happen when you go on live for the world to see? This is the most socially conforming statement I have read in a minute. I
It's called
am
accountability.
mentally compromised for being so emotionally invested in what a troll does. That is the most manipulating, gaslighting shit I ever read in my life. What do you think will happen when you go live for the world to see? I actually am live for the world to see. Actually, on TikTok, people have saw me in 174 countries.
People don't know other struggle, and they
Wait,
want
give me. Let me get rid of this person. We have rights too. You have the right to be banished.
there. That's not a thing. They don't have troll rights. Most
Right.
of the time the stuff they're
People don't
saying
know
is
other
against
struggle and they want to judge or
community
assume.
guidelines.
I wish I hadn't seen you, to be honest. Okay. Well, I'm going to help you out with that. Got it. They're gone. It doesn't matter. So, woo, I'm a fool. Real ever meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times.
He keeps using the lyrics for Miss Jackson.
Okay. So, does he need to go? Is that what I'm saying?
Kobe should go. Yeah, he
Okay, got
hasn't
it.
provided any
Okay,
meaningful commentary.
got it.
Mhm. Here we go. Well, this you told somebody about this. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
Jackie. You're keeping Heb Shalomo.
Mm-hmm.
He
So, ladies and gentlemen, as I get rid of this
they
troll,
misspelled that one.
no, they're doing this so they won't get blocked.
No,
Um,
but I'm saying they even missed the six on the second set.
right. Okay. So anyway, you can't get rid of all the trolls. Okay, y'all stay blessed. Right. And that is not my attempt to do it. And they're only there again because once you let one troll in, all of them come in. But if they see that they're being dismissed, then they will go away. This is the most amount of trolls we've ever had on a live that I've let stay. Okay. Give me 1 second. Because now they're purposely calling you a boy. And so right. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. So yeah. So it's not a matter of getting bored. And then these are the lies that people tell themselves. These are the lies that people tell themselves so they can keep doing it. So then these are false narratives. I do it because I'm bored and it's fun. No, you do it because you're addicted to it. That's what people say that are addicted to drugs. I do it because it's not that bad. It's not that bad
Well,
until it
what is
is.
unaccountable? Can I just say this?
You
The
can't go
reason
ahead,
why there
sweetie.
shouldn't be troll rights is because it's unaccountable, and most of the time, the things that trolls are doing is against most social media sites' community guidelines, and it's because we were just reading those last night for some stuff we were doing in YouTube. Gotta go. Thank you, Nola and Dr. Donna. I appreciate you, ladies. Yes,
Okay,
and
safe
see you
travels,
later.
Regina.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure you're going to appointment. Got it. Go ahead, Nola.
and so it shouldn't be that because we were just reading community guidelines yesterday. And what is it shouldn't be called trolling. It's hate speech, is
It
what it
is.
is. And so
It is.
the reason why it shouldn't be condoned is because it's hate speech. And
Well,
so and it's derogatory and it's unaccountable because you're not so you're gonna cyber bully people because they decided to be online. That's unaccountable.
yes,
Nobody goes online to be cyberbullied.
and the reason why it is an addiction, and people don't realize it is a neurological release of manufactured dopamine, and you tell yourself,
Nola.
yes,
It's Nola, but yes.
and so you tell yourself these lies for you to keep doing it as a false narrative because you don't. Well, I'm not a bad person. It's just fun. Well, if somebody called you out your name, would it be fun? If somebody said bitch,
Well, and
would
I
it be
actually
fun to you?
did a
And it
project
wouldn't.
on that. That's why she's using that terminology. When I was in ninth grade, I had a web design class and we had to do cyber.
She reported them for hate speech.
Yes. And so we had to do some cyber project about community or whatever. And one of the things I found about okay, yeah, cool. It's called disinhibition effect. And what it is people that have more confidence because they're online and not face to face to somebody saying negative things. So that's the actual term for it. So they're saying that it's trolling, but the scientific technical term is disinhibition effect because most of the people that do this would not be able to say this to people in person.
Right. And so what I'm saying as we close, um, and Bridget, again, I will go get that. We have an appointment after that, and I will try it and let you know. And I am saying Daisy try because I have to attempt it to see if it will work. If it will work, then I will be like this, with smooth as a baby's bottom. In summary, for those of you who are here and stay for the entire time or just starting, I am extremely smart. I'd just like to say that. And I have done a lot in my life, and I am working on my personal legend. And what I know to be true is that there are almost 6 billion adults in the world who don't know how to use their brain. They don't know how it functions, therefore, they don't know how they function. And so they are dysfunctional and dysregulated. And some people are okay with that, and some people are not. And I'm not okay with it. I'm planting trees for which shade I will never sit. I am tired, almost as a 53-year-old perimenopausal woman, of living in a world where we just keep repeating history because it's too hard to get out in these streets and say, you have a dysregulated brain. And that's why you're behaving like this. Let me give you some information that will give you the ability to not behave in this manner anymore. Let me empower you to know how your brain functions so you can be high functioning, how your brain functions. So the things that you say, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? You will have answers for that neurologically because it happens here before you ever see it out here. It happens up here. You did not go to school and from K through 5 go to brain class. You didn't go to brain class in middle school. You didn't go to brain class in high school. You only took brain classes in college if that was part of your major, and you don't know what a prefrontal cortex is. You don't know that the left and right amygdala are split, and one has one function and the other one has another function. You don't even know what a somatic marker is, so you don't know what somatic markers you marked, and you don't know why implicitly you didn't went ham and burger on somebody before you even could stop yourself because your inhibition control is weak. So yeah, I will be out here in these streaming streets with or without hair. I don't fucking care. I ain't got shit to prove to nobody else. I am here helping a group of people who don't even know that they need help yet. But help others is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So people being dysregulated on my live only further proves what I am saying. You don't know how your brain functions. So you lie to yourself and you say, if I call her the N word, I call her a bitch, and I say trans person, we're just having fun. At whose expense? Why does your need to have fun have to impact me so you believe in a negative way? You can't go skateboard? You're saying the only way you can have fun is to insult someone else. And you don't see that as being dysregulated. You don't see the cognitive dissonance in that statement. You can dish it, but you can't take it. Because we have seen that anytime somebody comes over here trolling and I drag their asses across these YouTube and TikTok and Instagram streets, now it's something. Why did I say that to them? Because I am from Detroit, so don't start no shit, won't be no shit. But if you do leave, there's there an opportunity for both of us. And I will read you like a nursery rhyme should I see fit to do so. So because I have more information, I'm saying I understand why you're doing this. And today was a great lesson for all of you. Today it was a lesson for you to see that it's happening everywhere. None of us are in the same location, but Nola and I. And people will say the things that they are programmed to say that you are programmed to believe. And now you're supposed to feel bad about it. We're your own hair. Got it. Now what? I'm comfortable in who I am. I'm very clear on who I am, and I don't have a problem being myself. I actually don't. So instead of saying trolling word and hate speech, trying to say empowering comments and show positivity.
Yeah, James
Thanks.
came back. Mhm.
Okay. Ma'am, you banned me for no reason. I didn't mean that harshly, calling him a boy. I would never be prejudiced. He just seems really strong. Prejudice is
Young.
evil. Don't let, okay, got it. Devon, I can't tell if you're playing or not.
Mhm.
And how you come back if I banned you?
They got a different account. They switched accounts.
The trolls aren't getting to me. And so I will end with that. The trolls are actually not getting to me. And if that's what you read from this situation, you read this completely wrong. The trolls were the lesson this morning.
Right.
The trolls did not get to me in the least bit. And if that's your takeaway, you misread this whole situation. What's different is normally I'm here by myself,
Yeah, I'm
and this
not
is
here.
what happens with Nola and I
I'm
on
only here
Friday.
on Fridays.
So normally I'm teaching adults about their brain every day, and then on Friday we do
A
this
collab.
real life with Nola and Dr. Donna. So that's different. If you want to know the do list, just go to the live tab and click on yesterday's live, and you will see me there with a brain background teaching people about their neural pathways, well, the brain functions as well as the 74 principles of real leadership. But I'm making a decision. I said by January 31st, I would not be participating in this dysregulated existence. So I just started it today instead of tomorrow. Get there early, Snoop and Chris from the wire. That part. So any other questions before we go? Does anybody else, because you've answered your questions, does anybody else have any questions? Or and Divine, you do realize this is my daughter. She just a stud. So you keep saying, boy, are you saying that to be offensive, or do you? Because people don't know. And so there is no trends, nothing going on. She is presenting who she is in herself in everyday life. We, our society, do have a problem of tearing people down instead of building each other up and moving because we are hardwired for negativity bias, and that neural pathway has to be pruned. And my answer to that is think positive, which is one of the 74 principles of real
Of real
leadership.
leadership.
So I haven't. This is your great nephew account. Okay, got it. So if are you here as a friend or a foe? Let me know, and I can
That's what I said.
unblock you.
It's a different account.
So are you here to learn? You didn't know. Okay, I will unblock you then. This is what Quinn
Hamlin.
Hamlin. Okay, I will go back in, or Nola will go back in. Got it. I subbed and will check it out. Thank you. I'm excited to come back again. Watch the previous live so you'll know what it actually consists of. I will have hair on in those videos. Anything else before we go? Anything from the level 3, level 4 subscribers? Anything else before we get out of here? Because this was the lesson. I'm empowering you. I came to disrupt, but I'm here. Welcome. That part. So yeah, 5.9 billion dysregulated adults. And that's on the real.
Next, you said Jarrett reminder.
A Jared reminder. Oh yeah.
Because Jared
I
got
will.
banned.
Jared is here by the grace of God. Yeah. Hair is an option. Is not an option for me. Yeah. It's just that again, this the hyperpigmentation and hopefully what Bridget said is working. My
He said,
pleasure.
thank you, Dr. You know he
My,
had flashbacks.
Jared is like, dude, you do not want to get blocked. I got blocked and I am on book 17 or somewhere around there. I think it's 17 books in. He came back quick. This is Montavious for earlier. I have to know, where did your hair go?
What is with
You
people
missed it.
switching 18
18. Hey, y'all.
accounts?
Hey, wait.
And
Let's
God
give
bless.
Jared listen. Let's give Jared a praise for 18 damn books. What? 18 damn
That's
books,
what
Jared.
Bridget said. You can't do it for people that just switched accounts.
Jared then read 18 damn books. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Neuro
Neuro Rep
Rep
is
is
the
the business.
business.
Congratulations. Yes, congratulations.
That is awesome, Jared. That is awesome. Can't keep us out. You better fucking behave, or yes, I can. Yes, I can. So anyway, I think it has been a very enlightening life. Y'all can see I do not care about these fucking wigs. Don't care at all. Not in the least bit. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You never thought you did. There's always the element of surprise, baby. The art of war is one of my favorite stratagems. Attack by surprise. There you have it. So thank you to whoever said, "We're your own hair." Okay. Ah, woo. Oh my goodness. It was a wig. Oh my God. I love people and to see people happy and laughing. I can't do the trolling stuff. No point tearing people down. All right. There you go. So you all go off and have a great rest of your day. It is Friday, so go have some fun because that is one of the 74 principles of world leadership. I will be back tomorrow. Same
You
time,
want to
same
do
place,
that
same
walk
space.
today?
Different
Because
brain
remember we
t-shirt.
was supposed we was
It's Nola
yeah.
Devon Williams. Yeah.
Well, they somebody what do you call it?
Oh, it says a
Dauntless said it's
typo
auto
because it said
corrected.
Nola no matter what. Okay, cool. All right. So you all go off your neuro reps. I'm gonna go take my shower, wash my head. And
Hasta
your
luego.
neuro reps for level 3, your neuro reps will be available in about 30, I would say between 7:30 and 7:40. There you go. All right. God willing, higher power in the universe. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same space, different brain t-shirt. Nola will be back next week. You all go off and have a brain-tastic day. Adios.